Sometimes we must live through the darkness in order to see the light. We must visualize.
Hey everyone, it's Diana. It's been quite a while since I did a video, probably about 6 months, and I realized I've been getting a few comments and questions on my videos that I probably should answer. So I'll go through some of those, just let you know what I've been up to the past couple months. I spent 16 days and I went to Europe with my husband. I ended up getting another cat. Caleb has decided to live with us full time, so we're having fun with that. Still getting Riley 50% of the time. Still work is going good. Things are going well. So yeah, start with the questions. There's only one question on my YouTube video. A lot of the other ones were comments, but I'll go through those as well. So the first question is from Christine T. Say, how is it moving to Australia with anxiety and depression? How did you deal with getting the medication while you were there? I have anxiety and my husband and I want to move from Canada to Australia. Considering I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety at quite a young age, I've tried every single medication, I've done everything, so I knew the medication that worked, and when I moved here, I found the same medication here, and I've been on the same medication for years that is working. I also have gone on and off to see a counselor and spoken out about a few things that I struggle with. I struggled a lot with just the big change of moving into an already established family with a husband, my husband having 2 kids already. I always struggle with big changes, and moving to Australia was a huge change, but I was able to deal with it, and having a loving and understanding husband was a really big help. And Canada, as I did in my Canada-Australia video, is actually very similar, so besides the weather, the culture is very similar. So yeah, I actually did pretty well with that. As for the questions, I did a little Facebook shout out, and only my parents asked questions. And to my dad said Coke or Pepsi. And of course, for me, it's Coke Zero all the way. Although they're getting rid of it and coming up with the new Coke no sugar, which isn't bad. It's good, I guess. But I find like with regular strength, it's Coke over Pepsi. With diet, it's Diet Pepsi over Diet Coke. And then with the no sugar and the max, it's Coke Zero over Pepsi Max. It's a bit back and forth. But I am trying to lessen my intake of that because I am addicted to it and I love it. Next question is from my mom is, when are you coming home? Which I get asked all the time from her. Hopefully next year. We're planning on going to Canada and America. It is kind of hard because there's so many other places I want to go, and I find if I go home, everyone will want to see me, and I won't get to really do the things I want to do, and there's so much other parts of the world I want to see. But yes, I do want to make it home sometime. I do want to see some of my friends. Some other videos, I did burn a lot of bridges before I moved here, but it would be nice to go to my hometown and show Josh and the boys my child where I grew up. I would also really like to go back and visit my mission, which was in Eastern Canada, to go to like Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, all of that. So we might plan on doing that next year. And then of course there's a silly question from Caleb or Adventure Son, which is why or does Josh is gay? And of course that's a father-son thing they have going on. I'm not gonna answer that. So some of the comments I had are, this one is, of course, one of those weird things that you always get. Hey mate, it's good to hear your speech filled with knowledge. We few people aged 24 are planning to migrate from India. You just help us researching the current scenario and tell us which is a better option, Canada or Australia. Do tell me for sure because we want some guidance in this. I have visited Oz once, stayed in Sydney, and have researched about all its visa policies, but now have to decide. Help us. That was from Amir Shuali, and I'm thinking it's one of those weird spam things. So Canada, Australia, I like both, so wherever. So someone else, Sir Paul Richardson, said, enjoyed your comments. It's good to see many Canadians coming over here at last. Bring all your mates and stay a while. Thanks for that. My parents are planning on coming out in the next 2 years again. Josh's niece Mariah is planning next year, or maybe the year after, I can't remember. Yeah, So Canadians, come to Australia. It's quite good. Waddle Song said, Canada is brilliant. The Canucks are awesome. The enemy is the US. And then Johnny B commented on that saying, yes, I agree. Love the Canadians. They think as Australians do. Yeah, I agree. Very similar cultures. Won't go into the enemy being the US. I'm not really into politics, so not going to go into that. Another one says, from Niv Kumar, I am happy for you. And yeah, Australia is beautiful, especially Melbourne. It was hard for me in starting when I came here, but after some time, things start getting better. Enjoy. Yeah, so change is always hard. It's easy to get used to it. And Carlos Carrie and Martin said, thanks for sharing your experience with DBA. And then Andy Ordina said, I DBA as a child too. Glad to see I'm not the only one and also see happy people. It's a really good thing about the way the internet is now is you can find other people with this disease. DBA, when I was a child, I didn't know anyone. Growing up, we didn't know anyone. The internet was just starting when it came back, and it wasn't as it is today where you can ask people questions. There's a Facebook group called DBA Family. If you're not on there, join it if you have it. It's a really good place to go and talk, ask questions about people's experience, because everyone has different experiences with this disease. There's many different treatments and many people react differently to the different treatments, and I'm one of the lucky ones to be cured of it. But if you have any other questions regarding it, I'll see what I can do. I've been able to meet a few people through that page and talk and try to share experiences. I've given my doctor's name to a fellow Australian to get him to help find the right treatment for him. Yes, so the last one is from Shelley. I don't know if you'll read this. Shelley Adams said, I miss your voice. Thank you for bravely sharing your story and putting an awareness out there about DBA anemia. Shelley, I miss you. Too bad I couldn't see you when I was up in Brisbane last. But yeah, I'm glad to be able to share this story and be able to help get it out there. There's a lot of other DBA patients who have shared their story or are out there in the media and able to get this out because it's so unknown that people don't know what it is. They don't know the seriousness of it. We've lost a few other DBA members that have passed the past couple of months, and every time I find out one of them dying, it really hits me hard because I get that survivor's guilt that why am I here and they're not. It can be really hard to hear about these people dying and to see them. But the good thing about the DBA family as well is we've also learned quite a few different things that I don't know are part of DBA, but we seem to learn them. Like the majority of us seem to be left-handed. A lot of us have found that our hair and our nails grow quickly. Just few little odd things that we all have in common, which is really nice to know that there are people out there like us, because it can be a very isolating disease. If you have any other questions, any other video ideas, because it's been 6 months, so I'm not sure what else to talk about. Caleb told me just do my day-to-day things, but I live a pretty boring life. I'm just me. Yeah, so we'll see you next time.
Sometimes we must live through the darkness in order to see the light. We must visualize.